I told my parents, I said, guys, streaming takes a lot of time. I need all the time in the world for this. And they said, no, you should go to college. And so I made a 30-slide presentation on why I should take a gap year to pursue this. It's just disruption because I'm doing something and combining these things in ways that like people haven't did before me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Whoa, we just met Kevin Hart. That's how the chat feels, because it's like all together. And that's like a thrill that I don't think you can replicate. That's why streaming has gotten so big.
Let's get it! Forbes Top Creator Show.
Welcome to the Forbes Top Creator Show. I'm Forbes editor Steve Bertoni, taking you on a deep dive into the creator economy and sharing life-changing lessons and tips from the world's biggest social media stars. Today, I have someone that I can't even categorize what he's doing. He has millions of followers on YouTube, on Twitch. Some of his songs on Spotify have more than 200 million spins. Everybody, PlaqueBoyMax. Max, welcome to the show.
What's up? Nice to be here.
How you doing?
Good.
You're one of the first Twitch streamers we've had on in a while, so I'm excited to talk.
Who was the last one you had on? Do you remember?
I can't even remember. Like someone who's like they have Twitch, but it wasn't their main thing. But okay. You have 2.5 million Twitch followers.
Yeah.
That's hard to do. How would you describe your content? Because you kind of have your hands in all these different platforms. Yeah. Between streaming, music, you name production. For everyone listening, how do you describe what you do?
I say disruption, what I do with everything combined together, from music, from streaming, YouTube, whatever platform, it's just disruption because I'm doing something and combining these things in ways that people haven't did before me. You know what I'm saying? Streaming kind of started off as a Twitch, especially. We're coming on this platform to play games, and then it evolved. You had streamers come in and start to bring artists on, such as Aiden Ross, Kai Cenat, and now I took these artists, brought them on, and now I'm having to make music that's being released to the public. There are some people that hear my music or hear the songs made on my streams, whatever, and never watch the stream. It's beautiful. It's a blessing. So, I would say, that's what I would say, to be honest.
Yeah, when I tune into it, if someone's tuning into your Twitch, what can they expect? What's a normal episode?
Shoot.
If you call them episodes, you call them streams?
Yeah, so I call them
streams, yeah.
So, on a day-to-day, it's mainly my core fan base of people that have been watching me since I really started, just want to see everything, It might be a regular stream where I'm sitting down, I'm just looking through what's going on in pop culture, on Twitter that day, reacting to some music videos, maybe Drake's dropping an album soon, so maybe I'm reacting to his album, stuff like that. Or I might be going IRL playing basketball. IRL means in real life, streaming. You take the backpack, go walk around. That's when you see all the streamer kids walking around the streets. That's called IRL streaming.
I love that.
But it really just depends day to day. Every day, I could be sitting down at a desk today. Tomorrow I could be in Japan, walking Shibuya, shopping.
It's so cool. And people tune in. You have, I think I read, an average of 50,000 people are watching you in real time. That's not even talking about what you put on YouTube, what you put on other platforms. How long is a typical show? What's your setup like? How do you prep?
On a regular stream day, I'll have one of my top mods. Moderators are people that are in the chats that keep the chat clean. It's like the police officers at a Twitch.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So, he actually is in person with me, so I'll have him make sure all my thing is set up. My OBS is the platform you go live on, or one of the platforms you could go live on to broadcast it to a Twitch or a YouTube. It's the middleman kind of between the creator and the platform. So I'll make sure he has all that set up, ready to go, and then I just go on live. Sometimes I might have nothing planned. I might just go live and I'm talking on my stream. If it's something where I'm having an artist on and we're making music, shoot, there might be days of prep in terms of okay, what are we doing with this artist? What do they like? Let me sit down and figure out what segment I want to do with them before we start making music. Then we start making music, and then the magic happens. Make sure the mic is set up, make sure that all the audio is working, because when you're having tech problems live, it's you screaming out production. You what are you doing? Because they're still watching. It's not a YouTube video. You can't cut it down and edit it.
Yeah, you're live. And when you don't plan and you just turn it on, 50,000 people watching you, how do you kind of think about what you're talking about?
Chat, if you're in the stream right now, man, follow up and sub up, man.
Really good at chatting.
Follow up and sub up, chat.
Improvising. How do you kind of fill that time?
Yeah, you have to. I think every streamer, if you're a top streamer, you're an improv actor. Like you have to be good on the go. And like if something's going wrong, you could just flip it and fill that time and gap. Otherwise, you're just sitting there, the chat staring at you, you staring at them, you know? So yeah, it's definitely a lot of improv for sure, for sure.
What's the craziest moment you've ever had streaming, or what's like the biggest like oh man moment where you had your biggest disaster and you had to kind of save it?
I don't see questions like that I'm so bad with because I cannot like there's been so many like I had a kid back when I was at my mom's house 2022 2023 that was rage baiting me. Rage baiting is like rage baiting is like you're doing something to make that person mad, you know it's gonna get them mad. It's like when you're picking on your little brother, like it's playing with his hair because you know it's getting them mad. So this kid's rage baiting me and I get so mad, like I take my table. I just built this table with my mom 2 days ago and I smash it, I break it. It's my first time getting like a Dexerto article. Like I'm breaking the table, of course. Like why is this what gets the article? But that's like one of the first, I say one of the biggest. I had Lil Baby on my stream and he came on, but I don't know what miscommunication happened with our end and their end, but he wasn't comfortable making music. But my whole audience knows when I have artists on, they make music. So now I'm in this position like, I mean, if somebody doesn't want to make music, I'm not going to pressure them into making music. Like, you're not comfortable, that's fine. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I was streaming in his house. He let me come to his house to do the stream. Like, all respect to Baby. So I'm like, okay, what the hell do I do now? And like, that was crazy. I was just sitting there just playing around with the chat. But in some situations, it's nothing you can do. You just got to let it be what it is. And that's the beauty of the stream.
Yeah, it's tough. Like, do you, like, when I do these podcasts, I kind of, at the end, I kind of black out. Meaning, like, I couldn't, like, if I was writing a story on you, I couldn't quote from our conversation. I kind of just in the moment, and I go back and look at the tape kind of thing. I have to really recall. Do you kind of get in that mode? You're so focused in the real time that you kind of don't realize what you talked about recently on the show? Or you go back and watch kind of thing?
Man.
I would say, like, with streams, like, I definitely, in the moment, I'm present. There are little things, though, I will say, because you have this chat moving 1,000 chats per minute or whatever it is, and then I gotta focus on what I'm watching too. Like I might not even be paying attention to the video, but it's like I'm trying to pay attention, but it's like I'm doing all these different things at once. It looks like I'm paying attention, but it's just so much going on in my brain. I think every streamer in about 10 to 15 years, we're gonna have to do like studies on like the effects of streaming. I think it's crazy. Like it's crazy. It's not, no human being's brain is sitting there looking at thousands of opinions on their self at the same time as trying to entertain. It's like what are you doing?
What do you think it's doing to your brain?
My brain, 2021 to now, like my attention span terrible. Granted though, like the rise of TikTok, of course, and short form content affects that, but I'd say like my attention span and also like I'm way more just like a little jittery, like moving all the time. I was always kind of like that as a kid, but it's definitely worse now, for sure.
If someone out there wants to be a streamer, or you're looking for like talent as a streamer, give me 3 qualities or skills a streamer must have.
They're a good leader, and by leader I mean like every single streamer, essentially you are fostering like a community. So if you're fostering a community, like to be a top streamer, you have to foster a community. Unless you're literally doing some Mr. B stuff where like you're just doing these huge productions every stream. But like if I'm a kid who's coming up trying to be a streamer, where am I getting money from that? You're not. So you got to build that community, right? To build that community, you have to be a good community leader. So good leader. They have to be super passionate, consistent. I'm gonna put that all in one, because streaming, like you do something today, I could do the biggest stream of my life today. Crazy. Wow. 20,000 views. By tomorrow, it is something new. Every time. So you have to be so consistent to like keep putting your face out there, etc., and really be passionate about it. Because if you're consistent but you're not passionate, eventually the consistency is gonna stop.
Yeah, it's a real treadmill. Every day it's a new day. They don't care what you did the day before, right?
Nope. Unless you really do something impactful. I found that like the things for me that like last over the days the most is definitely the music stuff, because you can re-listen to it, you can revisit it. You know, I think that's what separates me in many ways. But then the last thing I'll say, what I said, passion and consistency. I said leader. The last thing is creativity in terms of like content ideas or creativity as an entertainer, because it really comes in different ways. Like I've seen some people, they might not do the most craziest stream ideas, but as an improv actor and just on the fly, they can come up with jokes like that. And that generates clips with hundreds of thousands, sometimes millions of views. And that ends up like, that's one way you can be creative. Like, oh, I'm just a great entertainer. So I've seen some people who just have the best ideas ever, where it's like, wow, that's such a good stream idea. That's such good content. I need to watch that. You know what I'm saying? An example of both, just so you can have an understanding. I would say like someone who's really good on the fly. Our main two people, they're streamers, Yana and Maddie Too Hottie. They're both like smaller streamers. They're coming up. And then someone who just has good content. He's not a streamer, but Mr. Beast is just a perfect example of that. Like a lot of us, we don't even know Mr. Beast's personality, but the content's so good it doesn't matter. You know, that's why he's able to reach such a wide demographic. A good idea will always beat anything.
Max, you said one of the keys about being a streamer is being a community leader.
Shout out Yana and Madi.
2.5 million folks on Twitch, nearly 2 million people on YouTube. Tell me, like, take me back. How did you start this all?
When I say when I started building my community, at least, was 2021. When I first started streaming, it was like April of 2021.
And what were you doing before?
I was doing YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah, YouTube, and I was playing basketball. I was in high school. I was that was my senior year. That April 2021.
Where'd you play? West Orange?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah, and so that's like I was playing basketball growing up. I was doing YouTube because that's just what I was watching. I was watching YouTube. The thing is though, why YouTube never reached the mainstream success streaming did, is because YouTube's not a new form of entertainment and media, in my opinion. It's just like a new, like it's direct to consumer though, but it's not like a new way to experience entertainment, which streaming was and which made it so different. And I think what made it grow so fast, because you are experiencing real time with whoever you're watching, and you can interact with them, and basically you're living through their eyes. You get what I'm saying? That's not really what YouTube is. Even if I'm sitting here vlogging, showing you my day, I can cut it up, I can edit it, and it's not in real time. I could be watching it 2 hours later. With this stream, we are sitting here right now. So if you're live and you just so happen to run into Kevin Hart on the street, whoa, we just met Kevin Hart. That's how the chat feels. Because it's like all together, you know? And that's like a thrill that I don't think you can replicate. That's why streaming has gotten so big.
So the real connection to the audience. They know exactly what you're doing right now.
Yeah.
But so you were doing YouTube. Did you want to get into media, or were you just like basketball doing YouTube videos?
I was just passionate about it. Like I started off making like NBA 2K. You know that? You know 2K, yep. Right? I was making videos like that in like my freshman year. Then my brother broke my computer, and then I started again my junior year. Group channel with my friends. Was going around, you know, at lunch during school, just recording stuff with classmates. And then, I saw the streaming thing. I saw Aiden Ross did a stream with Lil TJ. And I'm like, whoa, streaming is bigger than just playing video games, which I was never a gamer. I didn't really care to play video games. I just wanted to play basketball and watch YouTube. So seeing that, like, inspired me. And then that's what got I'm like, oh, I need to get a computer now. And I just went all in, yeah.
What was your content when you started streaming? Was it focused on music? Was it more your personality? Was it some sports?
It was my personality for sure. It's always, like, as a streamer, it's really always going to be your personality. That's what builds that community. Like, it's normally based off your personality, but in terms of content-wise, it was music. Like, I always was kind of doing music stuff just because I was passionate about music. I wasn't making music yet. But like I was reacting to music, like these underground artists that no one was giving attention, I was reacting to them. And so that started building and getting bigger. And now it's like I have my own niche and pocket where nobody was doing this. So I'm able to grow, which is generally, I would say, one of the best ways as well. I don't think I mentioned that, to like start up, find a pocket and niche no one else does, which is extremely hard in 2026 because a lot of it has been done since it blew up. But back then, streaming wasn't mainstream, so it's like there's so many things avenues and ways you could go about it.
When you first started with social media, were you working side job? Did you say I'm going to go all in on this and see how it works? Like, tell me about that.
Nah, I've never had a job. The closest thing I had to a job, I was a camp counselor for this basketball camp at West Orange High School. I think when I was 16, that was like 2 weeks. Besides that, though, I was just delusionally playing basketball. I wanted to go to the NBA. Like I was one of them kids, like putting so many hours into basketball. Oh, I'm gonna do this. No one can tell me anything. Yeah, I didn't have a job when I started. I had like based off me working those camps and then money my aunt gave me because I never did drugs throughout the whole of high school. She said, if you never do drugs, I'll give you like $2,000. I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna do it. And so I got the money.
What?
I took what money I had. I probably had like 4,000 in my bank account. I went and bought a PC. I bought all the parts to a PC. Cost like $2,500. I'm like, what else I'm gonna do with this money? Built the PC and just started streaming.
Your business is only using 20% of its data. You could look.
Amazing. What did your friends and family think when you said, I'm not going to get a job. I'm going to be talking to the computer a couple hours a day?
Yeah, so at that point, my mom and dad were used to the fact that this kid's he's a little creative. He wants to do his own thing because I was doing the YouTube videos. I was staying up to like 4 a.m. Editing YouTube videos. But with that, I told my parents, I said, guys, streaming takes a lot of time. I need all the time in the world for this. And they said, no, you should go to college. And so I made a 30 slide presentation on why I should take a gap year to pursue this. And then they let me take the gap year. Because my parents do believe in me, but, they wanted me to go to college.
I want to set a slide presentation. You should put that online.
I don't have it anymore. It's so annoying because I made it on my high school email.
Okay.
And that's deleted now. So it's gone. Unfortunately, I got to somehow find a way to find that. That's legendary. But, yeah, and then they let me take the gap year, and then the rest is history.
Tell me how it started. Like, did you take off right away? Tell me about your big break. When did you start thinking, like, you know what, I'm getting traction. Maybe I don't have to go to college.
Yeah, so that was my senior summer going into, if I was going to college, my freshman year. And I was just staying inside the whole time. Like, I didn't enjoy myself that summer. Like, I was just locked in my room just trying to figure out, dang, how do I make this work? Like, this is the only option. Yeah, and so I was just grinding. Like, I was working. It took a while for me to catch, like, I'd say a break. I was getting clips here and there, but, like, for me to start growing, it happened in the fall of that year. I'd say fall to winter. And even then, it was still only a couple hundred viewers. And then started next year, 2022, that's when I really started to take off to at least another level. I wouldn't say take off to what I am now, but, like, I started averaging 1,000 viewers,
Was there one thing you did or one episode that kind of got you to that next level, or was it a gradual thing?
It was one clip. For sure. One clip, one thing that put me in a new light. Because before I had this underground pocket of, I was listening to these underground artists, but I was reacting to these videos by this guy named Rizwan. And he would do these interviews on the streets of New York, asking people what are they listening to. And so I reacted to these videos, and I would just be making fun of people like, you listening to that song? That song is terrible. And so people thought it was funny on TikTok, and it blew up. Yeah, I say, yeah, that's like my first couple clips that was going.
How did you start making money in the beginning, and how do you make money now?
I started making money through, it would be through ad revenue. That, was the main source of income through this Twitch stream ads, through Twitch subs, which are people paying you to watch without ads, and then YouTube ad revenue. That's where your first, as a creator, at least as a streamer, that's where your first pieces or first checks will come from, just the ad revenue. But now I make more money off sponsorships, and brand deals and stuff like that. Unless I stream, if I stream a whole month straight, I'll probably make more off streaming just because how lucrative the ad revenue can get if you're spending long hours on it. But yeah.
I love this. You said you never had a job except being a camp counselor.
Yeah, camp counselor.
Tell me, how do you run your business? Did you make mistakes? Did you learn? How do you manage your money? How big's your team? Because you got a lot of, you got subscriptions, you got brands, you got travel. How do you kind of manage that? That's hard for anyone, especially something, luckily you've always been your own boss.
Yeah.
But how do you manage it? How'd you learn?
I did a pretty bad job of managing it at first. I luckily always had my aunt in my life. She was my first employee.
Is the same aunt who paid you after high school, or different aunt?
Different aunt. I have two aunts.
You got some good aunts.
Right? Yeah. Shout out my aunts on my mom's side. And So she was working for me, just organizing stuff. She do like travel stuff like that, not in person, just remote. And so her being there probably saved me a couple $100,000 in terms of like her knowing stuff, and my mom as well.
Nah, gang, is this the same auntie that let you spend $900,000 in 1 month? Is this the same auntie that let you spend $900,000 in 1 month? 1 month, PlaqueBoyMax? Maxwell Dent, huh? Is this the same auntie that lets you spend $900,000 in 1 month?
It's tough. Like I have a business manager who just does my payments. Like on my team, I have my manager, I have my agent, I have my editor, I have my assistant, I have my cameraman, and I have my production guy. And then I have my aunt, who is like my chief of staff. So that's 7 people. And then there's people like, okay, I have this clipper who posts my clips on TikTok. I have this editor who, this other editor who edits my vlogs or edits stream intros. It gets a lot, like, and there's a lot of people who end up, okay, I might pay them here and there, but then people that I'm paying each month, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's a lot. I'm not gonna lie. Like the business of a streamer is not just turn on the camera. Like, especially as you progress in your career, you start to hire a lot of people. It becomes a whole like operation.
What's the one business lesson you wish you knew before starting up?
Look at your P&Ls each month, you know? Like, I just started doing that. Before, I was just like, shoot, I see this amount in my account, I'm gonna spend some money. But, like, now it's like, hold on, I have these expenses each month. I have to cover these. Like, I have to pay for this house. I have to do this, that. So, yeah, just be on top of what you're spending, what you need to spend for that month, and how much, you know what I'm saying? How much is allotted to you. For sure. I should have been doing that early.
Tell me about the moment you realized this could be a full-time career and you weren't going to go back to college or going to college. This is going to be your full-time gig.
I knew that as soon as I made the presentation. That's why I made the presentation. Like, I really, like, for me, have always been a person who just believed in what they were doing, which has caused some problems for me because I'm delusionally faithful in myself. But I think you need that to a certain degree to be successful for sure.
That's
but
facts.
Yeah, like off the
That's
rip,
facts.
like I knew it just felt like my calling, like, oh yeah, this is me, I'm gonna do this.
Yeah, but was there like a week or like a month where suddenly, like, when the ad revenue was coming substantial, when like, you did a brand deal, you're like, this is actually like,
oh, I'm doing it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't think I had like a specific like, oh, I'm doing it moment or like this is happening. Maybe when I joined FaZe, I'd say that, because that was like another step in my career where I'm like, oh wow, I did this, you know. Yeah.
Yeah, you joined a streamer house.
Yeah.
What's that like?
It's crazy. FaZe is not really a thing anymore. Now they rebranded their thing. It's a long story. A lot has happened in the last year, but it's a lot. Like, you know, everyone has their cameras on, etc. Like, if you're in a streamer group, what I would advise to anybody is you have to make sure you like the people you're with. You know, and you don't gotta be in love with them. You don't gotta be best buddies, but like you gotta be on the same page as them, and you also have to be like-minded, and you have to at least understand where they're coming from, like as a person. You know what I'm saying? And
what he mean by that? So you trying to tell me he ain't like some of the FaZe members? You trying to tell me he ain't like some of the FaZe members?
Meshed very well as a group. We were cool on and off the camera. So it ended up working. We just wanted to work hard and just growing. And maybe we were like-minded, shared goals.
Tell me about the relationship between starting on Twitch and then building a YouTube platform. Like, how do those two things work together? I know YouTube is where you make the real money.
Yeah.
Where people make the real money. That's like the long form play. Like, how do they interact? And how did you go about building a strong community on
So
YouTube?
in terms of real money, like, I've honestly made more money off Twitch besides my first year of streaming. First and second, probably. But I made more money off Twitch. They're both definitely lucrative. I would say, in terms of building your YouTube, you can't grow solely on streaming. You cannot grow if you just spark a live stream and hopefully something happens tomorrow. Like, you need to have a YouTube page. You need to have either clippers or like your own TikTok page where you're posting your clips, or Instagram Reels, whatever, where you can be discovered. You can't really be discovered just off the sake of a live stream. Because think about it, like, I click on this live stream.
That's facts.
Shoot, it might be boring right now. They're just sitting eating at Chipotle, like doing nothing for the next 20 minutes. The clips, though, I'm scrolling, they're only going to show you the good parts of the stream, you know, and that's how people discover you. Hey, Joe72, he's hilarious. Let me go check out his stream off that clip. You know what I'm saying? So having the YouTube setup not only allows you to make more money off the content you already made or that you streamed through cut downs, like it also allows you to be discovered. So YouTube and these short form platforms are very important. You have to have them.
And on YouTube,
True.
you're kind of putting up
Facts.
your greatest hits, like your sizzle reels, so to speak.
Basically, yeah. So like say I did a 10-hour stream, and in that stream, you know, I talked to my chat a little, told some stories, maybe went outside, played some basketball, but I also had 21 Savage come on and make a song, or I played a 1v1 against Lonzo Ball. Those are going to be the things I post to YouTube. Oh, this is the best content of the day. Yeah, so it's like the highlights of the stream.
Facts.
And it might be like a 30-minute cut down. It might be an hour. It might be 10 minutes.
You mentioned, Ball,
Facts.
you mentioned 21 Savage.
Mhm.
Tell me about how you went from streaming to music. I mean, you get huge acts to come on, huge stars, but then you yourself are a star and you're producing music. I love that, like how you started talking about music, but then you became your own product. Tell me about that.
With music, since I always kind of started in music when I was reacting to the underground artists, I still do that to this day. It's just the thing with the underground is it's a short cycle. You're an underground artist in 2023, like top of the underground, people talking about you. We might not be talking about you by 2024 because it's the underground. People that indulge in the underground want something new all the time, something new. And as soon as you start getting big, like you start blowing up, people and like underground fans start liking you less, honestly. So for me, it was just I'm always in this. Like my supporters, my fans, my chat, they're showing me these new artists, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. Let me check this out. Like I want to see what's going on. So I was always involved in music, but when I moved out my parents' house, it allowed me to actually make music with these people. That's when everything started changing in a different way, because I was able to now interact with these artists and do things with them on a larger scale that people weren't seeing every day. Like you'll see a music reaction. You're not seeing someone make music with this trending artist every day on stream. Like that's different.
Yeah, most artists only want to show, their final work. They don't want to show the mess ups. They don't want to show their drafts. You've convinced people to kind of, show everything, the whole process. What was your sales pitch? Who was your first big act on there, and how'd you convince them to kind of show them everything, the good, the bad, the ugly?
My first person I had on that I made a stream, made music with live was Laser Dim 700. He's an underground artist.
I remember that, Chad. I was in the Miami crib.
Just came on.
That was in the Miami
crib.
crib.
That year, like 2024, he was starting to blow up top of the year. We did it in May of 2024. This was like a month after I joined FaZe, and the song just blew up. Like we didn't even know. I don't think we knew we were gonna make music on stream live. He just came on. I was like, I had a booth room, and I'm like, bro, let's just record it. And he was like, yeah, let's do it. And so we just did it. It went crazy, and ever since then, it's just kind of been natural. But there's been artists who have said, oh, I write my stuff, or I'm not comfortable making music live. There's always gonna be that until A, this continues to get more normalized, or B, people just never end up wanting to share that with their audience, which I respect, but I think there's beauty in both, So I think both will happen. Like people will say, nah, not me, but more and more people will see this, especially as this year continues go on, and I continue doing this on a larger scale, just reaching wider, farther. It's like, oh, this is cool. Okay, let me not be so scared. I feel like artists are the most like scared and protective of all like entertainers. You have to be super careful. Like,
yeah, you become like a tastemaker in the music scene. Your show is like a must stop now for a lot of folks. How'd you build that? And tell me how does it work now? How do you work with an artist who's maybe shy or doesn't want to show it all? Like, what is your process?
So I've kind of myself been the type of person to kind of be a little, I wouldn't say shy, but like maybe not the most outgoing sometimes when I'm meeting new people or people I don't know. Like if it's just me on my stream with my chat, I'm all out, it's all me. But at first when I was having people on, like it was a thing where it's like I gotta get comfortable. But now at this point, like I make sure if I have an artist on or a guest on, like they're in the moment, they're having fun, it feels like home and it's a comfortable environment. You know what I'm saying? You gotta make sure that, because streaming is really just living life. Like, so imagine doing a studio session. It's like someone comes in and it's just like y'all sitting there kind of awkwardly. It's tense. They're nervous because they're about to record live for the first time. They've never had thousands of people watching them in the studio. Like imagine being in a booth recording. Like there's people all around you, like you can't even think. So, just setting that environment and making sure it's comfortable for them, for sure. That's like one of my main priorities when I have like a musician on. Make sure you might not have done this before, but it's gonna be fun. You're gonna enjoy yourself.
Let's play imagination. This is a big stretch. Let's pretend I'm an artist.
Yeah.
Which is a big stretch.
Yeah.
What I'm showing up to your house. I'm showing up to your studio. What am I expecting? What's the process like? How are you making me feel like I can do this and be myself?
Okay, you get to my house. My assistant Yaya or my manager Sam probably brings you. They bring you in. You know what I'm saying? Sit you down. If you need any water, whatever. I'm probably streaming, being loud in the room over. I'm now aware that you're here, cool, etc. I bring you on the stream. Sometimes some people want to walk on music. Some people just whatever. Let me just come on and get my introduction. Cool. We sit down. We talk for a little. I get to know you. Then, depending, like more recently, I've been doing stuff like with Ira Star. I don't know if you know her. She's the artist. She's from Nigeria. We went to like an arcade and we were like playing games and just having fun, little stuff. And then we came back to my house, and then that would have been when we made music. I didn't actually end up making music with her. But another example is Burna Boy. He's also a Nigerian artist. Like we ate some Nigerian food and then we started making music. Like just stuff like that. Just break the ice a little, enjoy each other's company, get to know each other. Like imagine making music with someone you don't know at all. Like, which is a little bit of what I'm doing, but because of how things are set up, it kind of has to be like that. So it's like, okay, let's get to know each other first so we have better synergy and have better chemistry while we do, the music making stuff.
I love it. And then you've gone from interviewing people and making music to being an artist yourself. You have contributed with Fred again. Shout out to Lauren who gave me the music. The music breakdown. But how did that come about, and how do you like change your mindset from being a streamer to an artist?
So I don't change my mindset. Like it's really all just part of me. It's all part of PlaqueBoyMax. I don't go, oh, artist, streamer. Like it's just all one. It has to fit under me. It has to fit under one umbrella for it to work. Otherwise, it's like I'm segregating my audience and community, and I don't want to do that. I want them to feel like it's all one world, and you can prefer different parts of my world, but like be part of this world, you know what I'm saying? Not have separate worlds and then I'm here and I'm going between them, I should be in the center, one world. There's different things, like it's like amusement park, But in terms of like starting music and how I did that, I started making music in 2022, but I wasn't doing it on stream. I was just doing it for fun. So imagine like picking up a hobby and you're just doing it on the back and just out of passion and enjoyment. And then it got to a point where it's like I started making music on stream and the house in my mom's house, and my audience are like, oh, at first when I'm doing it, they're like, you're trash, you're terrible. But then I just kept doing it because I just loved it, and it just grew to be what it is today. I release music here and there, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Making music's a lot of fun.
Being an artist and putting yourself out there it's tough, and especially it's hard when you have people talking trash the entire time. How do you get through that? Like I'm sure you have people so they're watching you every move you make. Mm-hmm. Tell me about like building that thick skin. How do you kind of get through the trolls? How do you separate them from your fans?
It's built over time. Like I feel like that's something you just can't prepare for. Thousands of people telling you you're terrible or telling this sucks. You just can't prepare for it. Like as it continues to happen, then you get that thick skin and you get that tougher skin where it's like, oh, this is not going to bother me. But at first, you just got to deal with it, and it sucks.
I want to geek out for a second on gear. You mentioned you have the backpack. You guys are going out for food, or
yes.
I know you've done a lot of streaming overseas, whether it's in London or Tokyo. How do you stream successfully?
Chat, how y'all feel if I started to make music? How would y'all feel if I started to make music, chat? How would y'all feel? Chat, how would y'all feel if I started to make music? Would it be a W and L?
And like, what's in that backpack?
I cannot tell you what's in that backpack not because I'm gatekeeping, but because I have no clue. Like my camera guy knows, and my mod/production guy, he knows. But it's crazy though. I'd say with IRL streaming, when you're going out or you want to stream, there's a couple levels you can do it on. Basic level. Get a Samsung Galaxy something. They don't sponsor me, but get that Samsung, or you can even use your iPhone. There's apps you can download and you can broadcast to your thing. But your Wi-Fi will not be that good. You're traveling around, you might start lagging. The bit rate's crazy. The stream looks insane, like bad. But sometimes it's perfectly fine. The quality is 100% lower, but you can do that at like $1,000 or free if you have a phone. The next level is this like $4,000 device that is kind of like a backpack. It's not called a backpack. It's like this little pouch you put around. It's called a Live View, and you can stream. It's a little bit better, but you'll still lag in some areas. And then you got the top dog, the TVU. That is the holy grail
The
IRL
TVU?
streaming you. It is called TVU.
Okay.
$30,000. One-time purchase though, but you do have to pay, I believe, per month to run the software. It's not that bad though, or expensive per month, I believe. And that thing could get Wi-Fi in Alaska. Like, it's crazy, like super crazy. It has like its own built-in Wi-Fi, but there are still places, for example, say you're in a high traffic area like Rolling Loud, where there's a lot of people there, your cell service might go down because of how many people are just in the area. But besides that though, shoot, you could go anywhere. You could go to Japan, whatever. I was streaming in Japan with it. I don't know what's in that backpack. That's a good question. I should find that out. I don't know how they do it.
Do like a whole unboxing thing. But so this thing, TVU, is like a whole. It's like an old school, news van.
Yeah.
It's your whole thing. Where are you going from here? So you said you sometimes stream for 10 hours a day.
I would say I don't stream 10 hours a day as much anymore because of how many things I have to do, from like music to, okay, I have these brand deals now. But like I normally stream on average 5 hours a day.
So that's a lot of work. I mean, where are you? And again, you have brand deals, you have stream deals, you have music deals. What are you building right now? Like, if we're talking in a year or two, are we talking about the same stuff, or do you want to build new things? Tell me like what the goal of the moment is.
Yeah, so there's definitely different things I want to do, but I really want to just build this empire of all these things I enjoy to do. Outside of just music, I have other things such as basketball that I enjoy doing. Like I had an AAU team. I started a whole AAU team on stream, stuff like that.
Oh, I remember. Yeah,
things I'm interested in. Like, it starts normally as, oh, this is a passion project, to, okay, we can make this a business. That's what happened with music, and I really just want to scale everything. I wouldn't say end goal, because there's no end goal. I want to keep going, but one of my main goals that I want to do in, like, I don't know, however long it takes, I want to sell out Madison Square Garden. That's like my thing. Like, I really want to do that. I think that would be crazy, and that's just a dream of mine. I grew up in Jersey. I was going to the Knicks games as a kid. But yeah, I just want to continue to scale this and just grow this whole empire and just expand it,
You mentioned brand deals. Who have you worked with, and how do you work with brands?
Okay, so I've worked with Red Bull, I've worked with Nike, I worked with Spotify, I've worked with Bose, I've worked with State Farm. And typically how it works, for example, Nike. So Nike is crazy. It's like a kid dream come true. It feel like Christmas every day. Like, Nike will send a package of clothes. I open it on stream and, like, I get to keep it. Like, and then there will be like Nike activations, for example, Air Max Day. I was supposed to do it, but something fell through and they were doing something different. But I just go to Air Max Day. I do a stream there. They might have some things for me to interact with, stuff like that. A Bose stream, which is one of my favorite sponsors or brand deals I ever did, for All-Star Weekend. On Friday, they had me take athletes. It was Jaron McCain, Jalen Duren, and Jaren Jackson Jr., and I made songs with them,
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
There was just, of course, Bose branding all over. And then the next day, they had me take artists, and then I was supposed to turn them into athletes. It was Lil Yachty and Concrete, the Concrete Boys. And I didn't turn them to athletes. We just played basketball, and there was Bose branding, and, I think they beat us. Yeah, that was terrible. But, yeah, just stuff like that. Like, they normally will either have you like, I'm doing content with them, or like they're sending you product, stuff like that,
That's cool. It sounds like they're putting their product and service into your,
like,
into your stuff,
yeah.
Organically. They're not making you read ads and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
What is
sorry to interrupt. It does depend on the brand.
Okay.
Some brands will have you do the ad reads, like, this is for limited times. I normally try to stay away from those. I like doing like the integrations, like with Bose, Nike, etc. But yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what is your advice for marketers and branders that want to work with you or other creators? Like, what's the best way to work with a creator, and what's the big mistake they're making?
The number one mistake brands make is not giving the creator more creative control. And not to say this on some big headed, most of these brands, I'd say 99% of these people working at these brands have never streamed before. So they don't understand necessarily what might make a good stream. So you're doing the ad read, but while you have us doing the ad read, the whole chat is laughing like, W ad, ha. They know this is an ad, and they the chat isn't slow. Like, it's not like television or just some YouTube video where you'll just sit there and go like, oh, okay, it's an ad, and just keep going. Like, but stuff like the Bose integration where it's like I'm doing content and we might be wearing the Bose headphones while Jared McCain's making a song, but it's like it's not overly forced onto the audience. Like, the audience enjoys stuff like that. And so I think brands have to understand you can get a lot out of sponsoring a creator, but you just have to do it the right way and do it in a more creative, a little out the box way than just saying, go use my code on this website.
What's the biggest brand deal you turned down?
Gambling company, couple million. Those gambling companies,
Whoa.
They're ferocious. Like, they will throw money
Yeah.
at you, and I
They
mean,
will throw
it's obvious where it
money
comes from.
at
But
you.
the thing with gambling, with streaming, is a little taboo. We have younger audiences, so I try to stay away from it. Like, it's easy money, but then it's like, I have to play blackjack for 2 hours. That's not even me. I don't like gambling. Like, it's not ever been a thing I did. Maybe one day I go to Vegas and my life changes, but yeah. So that's the biggest I've turned down.
You've had huge guests on your show, athletes, artists. I think I read somewhere you had Will Smith recently.
Yeah.
Who is your dream guest?
I've listened to Drake a lot growing up. I would love to. If I made a song with Drake, I feel like that's legendary. Like, I'm like live. Who's ever seen that? Like, I definitely want to do that for sure.
All right, Drake's watching. We put that on the universe.
I've actually I've talked with Drake, but it's just like it's not as easy as, yo, Drake, come on my stream tomorrow. Or he got stuff going on, But one day it's gonna happen for sure.
If you could go back in time and give the high school you one piece of advice the day before you started streaming, what would that advice be?
Just keep going. Stop. Like, it's easy to say, oh, I'm gonna be consistent, and then you start being consistent, and then one random day you're like, wait, maybe I should do this. Just keep going. Stop.
Don't.
Stop. Like, don't stop unless you really need that water break. You get what I'm saying? Just keep going. Consistency is that number one thing, in my opinion.
How'd you get your handle, PlaqueBoyMax?
I was really I had the channel with my friends. It was called Basin Boys, and we hit 100,000 subs. So when you hit 100,000 subs, you get a plaque, like a YouTube plaque. So I had this YouTube plaque is sitting in my room, but COVID happened. So now it's like that channel was basically no more. Like, what am I gonna do now? Because we're all separate. They're going to school, but I'm still trying to do this. So I'm sitting here like, I need a name. Man, I just saw I saw my YouTube plaque. I went through like hundreds of names. Like, I just would write them down in my notes. I'm just like, PlaqueBoy. Like, yo, that's cool. I never heard that. And I was just like, all right, I'm gonna do that.
It's good. So it's not teeth. It's like the plaque.
Yeah, like awards. Yeah.
That get you a toothpaste deal.
Yeah,
PlaqueBoyMax.
Shoot, I never thought about that. Colgate.
Tell me, what was it like when you hit 1 million subscribers on YouTube?
I really don't remember when I hit 1 million subscribers. I remember 1 million followers on Twitch though, and when I hit that, yeah, I remember where I was. Shoot, I thought I was gonna cry when I thought about it, like 2 years earlier. I didn't. But it was definitely like a damn, like, I worked hard moment,
And tell me about when you made your first $1 million.
Stuff it! Say stuff it and try the all new salad stuffers, only at Panera.
First million. I need a name. Ever heard that? Or is it? Okay.
Tell me, what was it like when you hit 1 million subscribers on YouTube?
I really don't remember when I hit 1 million subscribers. I remember 1 million followers on Twitch though, and when I hit that, yeah, I remember where I was. Shoot, I thought I was gonna cry when I thought about it, like 2 years earlier. I didn't, but it was definitely like a damn, like, I worked hard moment,
And tell me about when you made your first $1 million.
First $1 million, it was like, wow, this is a lot of money, But I didn't really, because it started happening so fast, I didn't have the best concept of money. So I made.
He spent that 900. He spent that 900,000 in a month. I'm telling y'all, chat. He spent that $900,000 in a month.
Some stupid decisions, but it was a good feeling though. Like
$900,000 in a month.
Give me one stupid decision.
My first car that I got, like I paid for it in cash, and I didn't even really like the car. Like I've never been really a car guy, but I just did it anyway. That was pretty stupid. Yeah.
What car was it?
X6M BMW. It's a good car. Like I still have it to this day because it's like I'm not about to buy another car when I don't even really like cars, but.
You just thought you had it, wanted to celebrate.
Yeah, I'm just like, bro, let's do it. Like, you know what I'm saying? I want a car,
Max, we're talking how you're multi-platform, Twitch, YouTube, Spotify. You're also the first streamer to ever be nominated for a Grammy, which blows my mind. Tell me about that.
Crazy. In 2024, December, there's Streamer Awards. I went on stage and accepted an award for Best Creative Art Streamer. And on that stage, I said, next time I hold a trophy, I'm going to win a Grammy. Now, when I said this, I was just saying, all right. But I believe in myself, but I was like, I really, I'm going to do it. Like, I know it's possible. Anything in this world is possible if you can think of it. So then, after that happened, I ended up linking up with Fred again in the UK. And then I linked up with Skepta. I linked up with Fred again at first. He made the beat on my stream. After that, Skep came on my stream a couple days later. He said, that beat Fred made on your stream is fire, etc. And I'm like, bro, you should get on it. He didn't end up getting on it live. He got on something else. It's a song we made called Less Is More. But he ended up getting on the Victory Lap beat off stream, dropped it like June. Song goes crazy. Like Fred is crazy. He's a wizard. Skepta's crazy too. And it got nominated for Best Electronic Record, not Best Electronic Record, Best Dance Record, it went crazy,
And what happened after that? What did that do to your brand?
I would say the song was already so big that I was already getting recognized for it, even though necessarily my vocals weren't on it. Like, people already knew, you Victory Lap, Skepta, Fred. It was definitely a lot of, what I would say that song did for me, it put me in the eyes of different people of a different demographic that I didn't have. Like, people that normally may or not have come across me. Oh, you did that. That's cool. That's fire. So yeah, it definitely widened my audience for sure.
I was gonna ask, if someone comes in, they come into your show, they're creating music all the time. If that song takes off or whatever, if they publish it, you publish it. What does that mean for you? Are you an owner? Are you a songwriter? How does that work business-wise? If they come in on your stream and they create something that takes off?
It really depends, because sometimes I hop on the songs with these artists and we're making it together. Sometimes I just engineer it. Sometimes I might be saying, do that instead of this, or you should get on this type of beat. It really depends. In that instance, I was playing like a executive producer role. So you know how DJ Khaled has songs with just whoever, but he's not necessarily on it. Like, that's the role I played on that song, on Victory Lap, just bringing it together. You know what I'm saying? Taste making it. But in other certain instances, I might be on the song. Like, let me think of an example. Pink. It's this song called Pink Dress that I made with DDG. He's actually another streamer. That song went it blew up crazy in our world. Like, it doesn't have as many streams as Victory Lap. Victory Lap has 200 mil. I think Pink Dress has 50 mil. But that song, I get on it, so now I'm an artist on it, And sometimes I'm credited as an artist. When you're executive producer, you have your name in the thing because you brought it together. So it just depends. It's case by case.
It's a great business model. I mean, you're putting out great content, but then if it takes off, it's like a giant option. It's a huge option for all that stuff.
Yeah.
Max, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
WPBM, man. W YouTube video. I ain't gonna lie. Now, chat, we head into the Discord.